Heartbreak in Texas.
She was the sweetest little girl who did nothing wrong.
Families planning funerals instead of vacations after a gunman kills 21 at a Texas school.
She was just trying to help everyone.
Tonight, what we're beginning to learn about the gunman before his reign of terror.
An epic collapse at Ball Arena.
Runs and shoots, he scores! Tyler Bozak in overtime!
After blowing a big lead, the Avs are now headed back to St. Louis. Tonight, we're hearing from the team after a stunning end before the home crowd.
An honor roll student, a boy who loved to dance, and a teacher who tried shielding students from bullets.
Those are just 3 of the 21 lives taken in Tuesday's shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. 19 of them were children, including Amory Jo Garza, who just hours before the shooting, she had received an award for making the honor roll.
Her father calling his daughter the sweetest girl who did nothing wrong.
She listened to her mom and dad. She always brushed her teeth. She was creative. She made things for us. She never got in trouble in school. I just want to know what she did to be a victim.
And as the families of those victims grieve, investigators are trying to find a motive.
Tonight, we're getting a better sense of the gunman's actions before the shooting. Investigators say just last week he bought 2 semi-automatic rifles and 375 rounds of ammunition. Those purchases made just days after he turned 18. And tonight, the aunt of one of the students killed, questioning why someone so young could have been allowed to have weapons so deadly.
I just don't understand how people could sell that type of a gun to a kid, to an 18-year-old. What is he gonna use it for? But for that purpose.
The gunman began his spree of terror by shooting his grandmother in the head. She survived. She's in the hospital. He then drove to Robb Elementary, where he shot a school police officer before opening fire inside a classroom, killing the 21. The violence would come to an end with a Border Patrol officer killing that gunman. And today, we also learned the gunman on Tuesday sent social media messages described as one-on-one texts, warning that he was going to shoot his grandmother and attack a school. As investigators search for a motive, former classmates of the gunman tell ABC News that he had dropped out and he was known to threaten other students.
And certainly Colorado families know all too well the pain these families are going through in Texas right now. Tom Mauser lost his 15-year-old son Daniel in the Columbine shooting. Now, on CNN today, Mauser said he couldn't sleep last night as he thought about what these families are living through.
Those parents, even those whose children survived, they were waiting for information, to know if they were going to be one of the victims. And thinking about the children that were in those classrooms, their lives are changed. They're going to be going through trauma for some time.
And in response to the shooting in Texas, Denver Public Schools is ramping up school security. DPS telling Denver 7 that there will be a stronger police presence in and around schools for the final 2 weeks of the year. And mental health professionals will also be made available for students and teachers. Now, the shooting in Texas bringing up so many concerns about safety in schools. And on Facebook tonight, we asked teachers to share how they are feeling in the wake of this tragedy. Darlene, who's a substitute, shared sad, unsafe, and even on the last day of school, always being aware of our surroundings and not feeling able to properly protect my students. And Joe tells us he's heartbroken and devastated, adding, I pray this never happens to my kids I have in my classroom, and pray for the families that lost their children. We need change.
The Colorado nonprofit's offering mental health services specifically for our state's Latino and Hispanic communities. Servicios de la Raza has people standing by right now to help.
We really try to be here as a support for community. We offer behavioral health services in both English and Spanish. We have weekly peer support groups where people could come in and just process with our peer specialists in English and Spanish weekly.
And there's the number there to call if you do need help. And if you're not Latino and you still need help, there is another nonprofit recommended here, Colorado Crisis Services. So that number is 844-493-8255. Phone lines are always open. They're always confidential calls as well. If you prefer, you can text the word TALK to 38255. We know that's a lot of information, but we've put all this together, all these resources right now on our website, thedenverchannel.com.
Oh boy, what do you say right now if you're an Avalanche fan?
Yeah, so the Avs look like they were about to punch their ticket to the Western Conference Finals. Instead, they're booking tickets to St. Louis.
Sports director Lionel Bienvenu starts off our team coverage tonight with the question I think everyone's asking, what happened?
Playoff hockey happened, guys. You've seen it before. Game 5 between the Avs and Blues, and we're still trying to comprehend what happened. A closeout game for the Avs, a win-or-go-home game for the Blues. Avs come out and dominate early. Blues, fighting for their lives, blasted the Avs late. Unreal how it ended at Ball Arena. Let's take a look. Before the game, fans showing support for Nazem Kadri. We stand with Naz, and he said, "Thank you, fans." The Avs were up 3-1 in the third. Then the Blues came back to tie it. Then Nate McKinnon went on a journey. This is like the Alone TV series. 1-on-4, and he scored. Avs up 4-3 with 2:46 to go. That was his third goal and hat trick. And hats on ice. It was glorious. But the Blues pulled the goalie with 56 seconds left. Robert Thomas will stuff in a rebound. Oof. Went to overtime, tied 4-4. Then the Blues left the Avs and their fans stunned, shocked, and in a state of disbelief. Former DU Pioneer star Tyler Bozak, game winner. The Avs lose 5-4, and they're getting on that plane back to St. Louis for Game 6 on Friday night. Let's go live to Ball Arena now with Denver 7 sports anchor Nick Rothschild. And Nick, the Avs blew leads of 3-0 early and 4-3 late. And man, what a gut punch for a team that looked ready to finish off the Blues at home.
Lionel, I watched it myself with my own eyes. I still don't understand how it happened. You're up 3-0. This entire building feels like we're moving on to the Western Conference Finals, and now we're talking about going back to St. Louis. It's a devastating loss for everybody in here, except for the players. The players aren't devastated because they know this is what they expected when they started this playoff journey.
First 2 periods, I thought we played really good and played some really good hockey. And we got tight in the third, and obviously they ramped up their desperation level, which is to expect. They're playing for their season and just didn't get it done.
Should make our team a little harder, a little more grittier in these situations. Can't win every series in 4 and 5. They have a great team, and we're excited to go have a huge challenge in St. Louis and try to close out a series.
Lionel, you showed that Nate McKinnon worldly goal that should have been the game winner coast to coast, and now it will fade into oblivion because they lost this game over my dead body. I'm making it my life's work from here on out to make sure that McKinnon goal is remembered for all time, and the Avs are making it their work to go to St. Louis and win this series on Friday. Back to you.
All right, Nick, thanks. The Avs still lead the series 3-2. They didn't want to get on that plane, but that's what they're doing. So, Game 6 Friday night at the Enterprise Center at 6 o'clock. We'll have more coming up later in sports. Ann and Shannon?
All right,
Thank you.
All right, so for a couple periods at least, I think some Avs fans were probably starting to look up travel information for Canada.
And then the wheels fell off. Denver 7's Brian Wang's live at Brooklands near Ball Arena, where it was a roller coaster of emotions that did not end the way that Avs fans were hoping. Brian?
Yeah, guys, it was an absolute roller coaster of emotions. For the last hour, we've been seeing a lot of Avs fans walking over here to Brooklands from Ball Arena with incredibly disappointed looks on their faces, heading straight to the bar, as you could imagine. And Lionel and Nick said it perfectly. All that momentum the Avs had translated into energy just ramping up in here. But as soon as the Blues went on their run, all that energy sucked completely dry. But the night didn't start out that way. An intense series clincher coming down to the wire.
We got 20 years in the making.
20 years since the Avs have been in the Western Conference Finals, and Wednesday is their chance to win their ticket.
I think it's about time. You know what I mean? It's about time, and I think the fans want it. And we have the team to do it.
The Avs had a commanding first period, going up 2-0.
We are so excited. McKinnon is on the board.
McKinnon, baby!
McKinnon!
All right, what's the score right now?
2-0, because we're going to kill it.
Fans confident, calling out St. Louis.
My gosh, you know what? All the way, St. Louis, this is where it's at right here, all right? Hey, bring it.
And St. Louis would. By the end of the third, game tied 4-4 going into OT.
Nerve-wracking, man. We had the 2-goal lead. We lost it. We tied it up. We got the 1-goal lead. We lost it again.
The Blues scoring the first goal in OT, taking the victory in Game 5. And let's put all the disappointment away here for just a second, okay? We're talking about Avs fans. These are relentless fans. They don't care about this game anymore. They're keeping their eyes on the prize in St. Louis for Game 6, and hopefully we clinch the series then. All right, guys, what do we think? There's really not much else to say, guys. Back to you.
All right, Brian, I think they're fired up about Friday night. So, yes, Game 6, Friday night in St. Louis. Puck drops at 6 on TNT, and we are hoping for when the Avs make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, you'll be able to watch every game right here on Denver 7.
60s and 70s today. We have some 80s on the way for the holiday weekend.
An incredible journey to safety.
It's totally amazing that she did it all herself. She escaped herself.
A woman arrives in Colorado after fleeing Ukraine.
And a battle brewing over a plot of land in Denver's Globeville neighborhood.